All right, let's talk about brainstorming. You know the drill, right? A room full of people, a whiteboard, sticky notes everywhere. It's a creative process we all know. But what if I told you that whole chaotic ritual is about to get a seriously powerful new partner? Today, we're going to dive into how AI is completely shaking up the way we come up with our best ideas.
And this quote from strategist Asma Habib, man, it just hits the nail on the head. We've all been there, right? You have this amazing brainstorming session, the energy is high, and then chaos. Ideas get scattered, brilliant insights just disappear into the ether, and all that great momentum, it just fizzles out.
So yeah, that leads us to the big question on the screen. What if there is a better way? A way to keep all that amazing creative energy, but ditch the mess? Well, to figure that out, we've got to first get real about where the old school method really trips us up.
Okay, section 1, a familiar frustration. And really, it all boils down to this huge gap between what we want to happen in a brainstorming session and what actually happens.
And this chart just lays it all out plain and simple. On one side, you've got the goal, the dream, right? Actionable strategies, crystal clear insights, super efficient teamwork. But then there's the reality. Scattered ideas, insights that vanish, and collaboration that just grinds to a halt. It's kind of wild when you think about it. The very process that's supposed to create clarity often ends up being the source of total confusion.
So what if we could actually bridge that gap? This is where things get really interesting. It's where our story takes a pretty dramatic turn thanks to a powerful new tool. Let's get into it, the AI intervention.
So the hero of our story is something called visual AI. The easiest way to think about it is like a super smart assistant for your ideas. You just feed it the raw stuff, your notes, your team's random thoughts from a meeting, and poof, it instantly spits out these beautifully organized visuals. We're talking mind maps, flowcharts, even slick infographics.
So let's break down what this thing can actually do. You've got AI-powered mind maps that can take all those scattered thoughts and group them into logical themes. Then there are automated flowcharts that can map out a whole complex process from just a couple of bullet points. It's wild. But here's the really crucial part. It's not a one-and-done thing. This is all built for real-time collaboration. So teams can build on these ideas and find those aha moments together, right then and there.
Okay, so we've got the problem, and now we've got the tool. But what does this look like in the real world? Like, how does this actually change how you work day to day? Let's walk through what this new process actually looks like, from those first messy ideas to a final polished strategy.
And it's really a pretty simple four-step deal. You still start with your raw ideas. That part doesn't change. But then comes the absolute game changer. Instead of you or your team spending hours and hours trying to manually sort all that stuff, the AI just instantly generates the visuals. This is huge because it lets you skip right past the boring part and jump straight to step 3, collaborating with your team on something that's already structured. From there, it's a straight shot to a polished, ready-to-go strategy.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds fantastic in theory, but what does it actually mean for a business? What are the real, tangible results? This is where we get to the bottom line, the part that really matters.
First up, faster decision-making. It's pretty straightforward, really. When you can instantly organize all that information and cut through the noise, your whole team can see the big picture way, way faster. That means you can spot the best path forward and make solid, confident decisions without all the usual back and forth and delays.
Next, it leads to sharper campaigns. I mean, it makes sense, right? If your foundational strategy is clearer and built on organized data from the very beginning, your final product is just going to be better. You're starting from a place of total clarity instead of total chaos, and that shows in the final result.
And all of this culminates in a much stronger client impact. Think about it. When you can present a strategy that's not just smart, but also visually clear and well-structured, that screams professionalism. It builds trust. It shows your clients you don't just have great ideas, you have a rock-solid plan to actually make them happen. So, where does this all leave us? What does this mean for the future of how we work? Is this just another tech trend that'll fade away? Or are we looking at a really fundamental shift in how we think and create?
Well, the source material makes a pretty bold claim. AI is no longer optional. It's essential. The argument here is that we've kind of crossed a point of no return. The boost in efficiency you get from these AI tools is so massive that choosing not to use them actually puts you at a competitive disadvantage. It's moved from being a cool new toy to an essential part of the modern toolkit.
And that really leaves us with one final question.
And this one's for you. Take a second and think about your own process. Is the old way of brainstorming, the whiteboards and the scattered notes, is it still truly working for you? Or could it be holding you back? Maybe, just maybe, AI is the key you've been looking for to unlock a whole new level of clarity and creativity.